Okay, today we are making pizza, right? And we're going to make the pizza totally from scratch. And I know it's like, okay, so what do you mean? We mean totally from scratch. Everything from the dough to the sauce to the cheeses and putting the toppings on it, okay? But we're going to talk about all the phases as we go through it. Usually, when you go into a restaurant or something and you see the dough being made or the dough is made or whatever, that's what we're starting off with, the dough. But this is how we're going to do the dough, and it's going to be a very simple dough, okay? Why are we doing this pizza as opposed to a traditional pizza? Well, traditionally, pizza tastes good, right? It's an American food. And when you transition to a diet where you're trying to lower your cholesterol and increase your fiber, you still want to eat foods that are familiar to you that taste good, right? So this is something that is familiar to people, but we make it in a way that is still no cholesterol and high in fiber. So we're using whole wheat flour, and we're going to make our cheese sauce. So instead of using cheese that has a high level of cholesterol in it and, clogs up the arteries, this one's made with nuts that help to unclog the arteries, okay? So that's why this is actually a healthy cheese-based recipe, okay? So we're going to start with the dough here. And I'm doing the dough. Carlene's going to do the cheese sauce. Elijah's going to do the red sauce. And Nehemiah's going to put the toppings on, okay? But it's a process, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This is whole wheat flour, right? And I put it in a clear bowl so you can kind of see how this dough is made. And I'm going to make more dough as Carlene and others are doing this if we need more pizza to go around, okay? Okay, so basically you pour in, you kind of look around and say, okay, how much pizza do I need? Okay, that's about right. We shake the dough around like this, right? Just flatten it out. But this is what I say in terms of making a well in the center. Go to the center and dig a hole in the center. Okay? That's called, doing a, just in the hole in the center. And it really doesn't take that long. I just did this a little longer process. But it's just putting a hole in the center with in terms of the fork, right? Then you're going to fill that hole with the water. I'm sorry. Before I do that, before I make the hole, I'm actually going to add the salt to it first, okay? Let's salt our flour before we do the hole. And what I do is typically, let's make that flat again, I just sprinkle enough salt to go on top. I'm not going to use all of the salt. Just enough flour that goes on top. And then I mix it together. Simple, right? You see how many ingredients are here. That's the other thing. If you buy pizza in a store, like if you say I want some fast pizza and you go to the container, there's a whole list of ingredients in there. A lot of them are dough conditioners, preservatives, and other things. This one, all we're using is the flour, the oil, the salt, and water. That's it. We're not even going to use the yeast because this is hot water, and that's actually going to act as something that will soften the flour and the dough for us. Okay, so now I'm going to do our hole in the center. Just going to add just a dash more salt in there. I'm going to do the hole in the center. And then we're going to fill the hole with oil and water. That's right. Okay, here we are. We're filling the hole with water. This is hot water. It was boiling, and that's recommended. And olive oil. Okay, and now we're adding our oil. We're just going to put the oil on top. Nope, I just put a little bit in there to fill our hole. Now, all you see is there's the dough ball, there's the flour, there is the water, and then there's the oil that's in there. Of course, we add the salt, okay? And all it did was fill up our hole. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Exactly how the process goes. If you need some more, just add a little more water. Again, this is hot water because it's going to make it soft, because we want our dough to be soft, and a little bit of oil. Just a little bit. And then you stir that in as well. All right, now that's good enough there. And then all we're going to do now is mix this. Once we mix it together. Have fun. How many of you played with Play-Doh when you were young? Okay, think of it as Play-Doh and mash it all around. This is actually going to be soft because of the hot water. It actually softened it up. It's going to be a soft dough. And I'll show you what it looks like. When I have the perfect consistency, you'll see that it actually gets all the dough off the edges. And it will it'll be a nice little ball here. So we can roll it out. Okay, starting to look more like dough now. From flour, the dough is made. And you can knead it. I squeezed it. You can knead it, but just punch it down. Or, yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Looks familiar now, right? Okay. Let's flip it again a couple of more times. All right. Now, see the difference here? We started with flour. Now we've got a little dough ball. The hot water helps it to smooth out a lot more. And because I'm going to add just a little bit of oil on the top. Yeah, I just like to do it because it just makes it even smoother. This is olive oil here. I'm showing you the exact way that I kind of like to do it because see how it smoothed it out even more? Okay, so we're going to punch this out for about less than a minute or one more minute or so here. So now I take this, I just halved it. Pretty straightforward. And look at what the bowl looks like, okay? See if there's still a lot of stuff that's crumbly in the bottom, I would need more water or more oil accordingly, okay? And if it's too wet, I would need more flour. So I just kind of adjust it to whatever it looks like. But I'm trying to get a ball that will hold where I can, maneuver it, right? So that's the goal. So here we are. We have a ball. I just halved it. So it's something that I can roll out easily. And then just roll it out. And this is going to make... You saw how, literally, I took half the ball. I am going to actually fill this whole cutting board up with this little ball. I'm going to get it till it's that. And I could roll it down some more, actually. In fact, I could even flip it around, roll the other side. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'm going to actually fill this. I'm just going to put this on the side here in a pan. No, actually, about 15 minutes, the whole pizza, once it gets in the oven, will be done. So once we get the sauce, we're not going to bake it now because I don't have to bake it till I actually get all the toppings and stuff on it. And then we'll bake it.
So this is the pizza dough, and all of my mom has done with it was rolled it out and then just cut off the edges. And cutting off the edges is just for decoration, like where you won't have to see all the excess corners of your pizza. So just cut off the edges if you want to. So now I'm going to make the cheese sauce. And for this cheese sauce, you will need cashews, sesame seeds. Now this is tahini because we didn't have sesame seeds. And tahini is just grounded up sesame seeds. And that's all it is. So you can use sesame seeds or the tahini. And if you don't have it, just skip it. And you're supposed to add garlic powder, but we don't have garlic powder, so I'm going to add onion powder. And lemon juice, but this is lime juice. and salt, and, and water. And I'm going to blend this up. And the reason why I skipped the paprika was because I'm going to do half of it white cheese sauce and half of it orange cheese sauce just for decoration purposes. Oh yeah, and by the way, whenever you make cheese sauce, don't blend it just a little bit and then say, oh, I'm done, because you want to blend it till it's very creamy, okay? So however long of time it takes your blender to blend it creamy, just let it become creamy. Okay, so it's been blending for a little bit now. And you want to blend it till it's creamy. Like that. And then now, I'll pour some of it into this bowl. And make the orange one. All you do is you put your paprika in there. Yeah. The white's like the mozzarella and the orange is like the cheddar. Alright, so now this is the orange type. So this is a cheese substitute. It has no cholesterol in it. It has nuts in it, which is very healthy. And that's it. And then there's a technique that I do to put it on the pizza or lasagna. And you'll see how that's done in a little bit, okay? I try to make it look like shredded cheese.
We're going to be making our sauce for the pizza today. And to begin with this, I am using crushed tomatoes. And this is the Cineo type. It only... Right, Cineo. And the ingredients for this is vine ripened crushed tomatoes. That's the ingredients for this. So basically, just tomatoes. So this is what I'm gonna be adding. So now I'm gonna open this up, and I will add this into our pan. Yes, I need. Thank you. All right, so now with this, I have my ingredients. I have paprika and for an onion powder. You'll be receiving the recipe later on. But we have onion powder and also salt and paprika in here. And I'm going to add this to my mixture. And mix this up. Also, I have olive oil. And I'm going to add some honey, raw honey. And I'm not going to add all of that. Or should I? I'll mix this up, and as you saw, it'll pop up after a while, the sauce. And I also have some lemon juice that I'll add. And that is all the ingredients I'll add, and I'll mix this up and have it cook, let it cook some time for a little bit, and yeah. And then just keep stirring it.
Yeah, let it cook down just a little bit longer.
For about like 5 minutes? For about 5 minutes, you think?
Yeah. I'm just going to show after we rolled this out. This is the last pan here, how we put it on. Here we go. And then for anything that's over on the edges, we'll just cut it off to make it the shape that we want. And that's it. Just pull it off there. So we've got several of these done now, and we're going to go ahead and start the assembly.
Today we finish up the pizza, and it's already made like this, so we're just gonna put the sauce and stuff on it. So first you're gonna put your red sauce on it. Just try to get all, cover up try to cover up all of it so you can get more. So, all right. Now we're gonna put the pineapple. Penny's gonna do it like this. Now we're gonna put the onions, but once you cook it, it won't be hot. It makes it taste good. Now we're gonna put our white sauce, the white sauce now. Put our peppers in there. Just go. That's it.
Oh yeah, when it comes out the oven, you can drizzle olive oil on top.
You just show that thing. All right, how long you need to be in there?
Until it's ready.